Good afternoon and welcome to the Wisdom of Yogananda Facebook Live series. Our topic today is how to encounter negativity. My name is Latha Gupta. I live in Pune with my husband and two teenage children. I also work in the corporate world, and I have been a meditator and practitioner of yoga for close to 12 years as a disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda. The key question we have today is how can I protect myself from negative influences, people, and thoughts? And as we hear this, what comes to our mind is all the amount of negativity that we witness, whether it is news channels, whether it is conversations, whether it is at the workplace, or even in family situations. Many studies have proven that the levels of stress are rising significantly, and a big cause of that is us being in conflict with what is trying to happen. And this happens at many levels. I remember this quote from Mahatma Gandhi where he said, "Watch your thoughts, lest they become your actions." So it does not even emanate from action, but right from the more causal level of the kind of thoughts that we come across. And that takes us to the question, so what makes these thoughts happen? A lot of times it is external circumstances and situations that we are subject to in everyday life. There is a beautiful story that is floating on the internet of a Native American grandfather telling a story to his grandchildren around the fireplace. So the grandfather was imparting life skills through his little parables every day to a small group of children, all in the age of about 3 to 10, 11 years. And one day the question that he wanted to address was, how do you have better control over the person that you become? And of course, he was doing it in a very simplistic way to these little children. So he explained to them that inside of you, there are two wolves. One is the good wolf, and the other is the evil wolf. The good wolf always tells you good things, helps you stay happy, and makes sure that you enjoy and have a good time in life. And so the child asked, what about the evil wolf? The evil wolf is always angry and fearful and attacking you. And the child then asked the grandfather, so, grandfather, which wolf will ultimately win? And he said to him, the wolf that you feed. And then the grandfather goes on to explain how you feed the good wolf and the evil wolf. The answer for us to interpret here is, how do we feel the evil wolf? And it is a lot of times our own fears, our insecurities, our hatred, our anger, our frustrations, our jealousy, envy that comes into play. And then we have that little side of ours, which is the negative side, which then takes over. And what happens then is, of course, very unpleasant for us and for people around us. At the same time, when we are feeding the good wolf, then we are very much happier, uplifted, and there is a sense of lightness and joy. And this is what we actually seek. We want to avoid pain and be happy people. So I have found this story very useful in my own life in those moments of conflicts to kind of remind myself, which wolf am I feeding here? And that's a good question to ask ourselves. Negativity almost always has patterns. There are triggers, which are either occasions that happen around us, a certain group of people, or it could be the media, or it could be a family situation, or it could be a friend who's going through a difficult time, or somebody who's a bully by nature. These are all triggers for negativity. And then the situation is, how do we handle this better? In terms of habits, studies have proven that we always need to substitute a bad habit with a good habit. Otherwise, there is that void as we try to fight that habit, whether it is something as simple as, reacting to a personal attack or indulging in gossip, which are all forms of negativity. And we need to find a way of quickly how to shift the energy. And there are a number of things that we can do in order to shift the energy very quickly. And I'd like to share some of them with you. One, of course, is to consciously lift our focus and energy to the spiritual eye, the point between the eyebrows. That is a seat of wisdom, it is a seat of super consciousness, and it is also the seat of willpower. And when we are in that zone, then negativity automatically tends to take a back seat. We also find that when we are in a mode of reactions, it is actually in the heart that we feel the restlessness. And so it is important to calm our heart. And how do we do that? Affirmations are a great way, and affirming through music is a great way of calming the heart and lifting the energy then from there into the spiritual eye. Chanting Om in the Indian tradition has been found to be exceptionally uplifting and healing. And this is something we can do even mentally as we go through a difficult negative experience. It is both protective and cleansing. Yoga postures and asanas are a great way to feel emotionally cleansed and uplifted. We practice Ananda Yoga, which also come with a set of affirmations. And today I'm reminded of the Garudasana affirmation that Swami Kriyananda wrote. It goes like this: in the center of life's storms, I stand serene. And I have held on to this affirmation in many difficult moments and have found a quick way to just gather myself in that storm and feel calm and serene, which then has a magical impact on everything else that's happening around us because we're trying to lift our energy. The kind of diet we have, the kind of conversations and groups that we expose ourselves to, the kind of books we read, the kind of music we listen to, can all deeply impact our state of mind. And so I would say be very, very aware of what you expose yourself to. News channels, like somebody stated in the last session, bring about so much about things that are happening, whether it's terrorism or whether it is natural disasters, which feel so unfair and take us into gloom. But here is something that we can do. We can pray for those people. We can send out positive waves of energy into the world, and we can recite the simple prayer, Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, which can have a deeply calming effect, both for us and for the world, as we offer these prayers. So here, these were some of the things that we could do as we encounter negativity. If there is any subject or question that you would like to know more about, please type it into the comment sections and we will try to cover it in one of our subsequent episodes. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a happy weekend. Om.